Welcome back to the channel Future CS. I hope you're doing great. Before I start the video, my voice is a little unsettled right now. Bear with me on that part of the video. So coming to this particular video, the ICAI's new strategy, the new ICAI point. So what's happening guys is ICAI has been always evolving itself for the last 7 decades or so. It's always been evolving to the current changing environment. Because we, the chartered accountants of India, we are evolving ourselves with a change in environment. Say, what happened? GST law. Indirect taxes got completely abolished and we brought in the new GST law. We got adopted to it. We have introduced a new insolvency law. We got adopted to it. Now we are introducing the new Income Tax Act. We will adapt to it. So what's happening as a chartered accountant, you are not someone who's going to stagnate yourself to a particular process or a particular pattern. You change yourself regularly to be very competent enough to provide the economy what it needs. You are, after all, the backbone of Indian economy. So being that, ICA changes its strategy on a regular basis depending upon the environment, depending on the society's requirements, which it should be, and it should be doing it on a regular basis. Trust me, ICA is going on the right path. So, sir, what happened? If ICA changes their strategy, our preparation strategy should also change according to ICA so that we are matching with the expectations of ICA. So people, lot of you have been going through the old regime itself, what was expected from ICA a couple of years back. Once this new syllabus was introduced, everybody was happy about it. Sir, the huge syllabus which we had in the old syllabus, huge number of subjects, huge amount of syllabus, lot of quantity was there. Papers were, yes, agreed. Syllabus was very huge in nature, but the papers was predictable. Answers, the paper pattern were predictable, the questions were predictable. Very few questions were to be repeated on a regular basis. Questions were easier. There was less amount of analysis required, analytical power required. More on memory-based concept was there because there was no introduction of technology back in there that point of time where we had more reliance upon memory power. But you know now, in with the especially introduction of artificial intelligence and the technological advancements in your pocket today, with a touch of button, everything in your pocket. It is not expected to a person to remember everything now. Rather, expecting them to do analysis of what's existing. That's where we come in as a chartered accountant. So again, MCQs. MCQs were part of only few subjects, and those few subjects also it was simple direct MCQs, which was very scoring and also time saving for the subject, which manages time for especially law and audit. Used to reduce the time allotted for those 30 marks. We could have focused more on 70 part. It was not easy then compared to the old regime. But now, because of the introduction of artificial intelligence, because of the technological advancements we have, ICA stated that it's enough that we have focused on the memory part now. We are no more focused on memory part. We have introduced this IBS at the final level, integrated business case studies, open book exam. You can take whatever book you want. We want your analysis. We want your brain to be working, not your memory to be working there. So ICA states that we'll change it. We'll change the concept. We'll have less syllabus, less number of subjects, focus the topics. More or less, the law syllabus has remained the same, but on an overall basis, it is more focused on a particular topic. It is more focused on a particular area. Now, because the area is focused, that doesn't mean that papers have become easy. The papers have actually become, the examination has become difficult. Papers are completely unpredictable. Papers are not following a particular pattern anymore. ICA states that we're not expecting a student to have selective knowledge on a topic. We're expecting him to have a holistic knowledge on every single topic of every single subject. We're not expecting him to be specified in a particular category. We want him to be knowledgeable in every aspect. But because the questions have been now case based, it is not only that you have to remember the question, remember the concept, you have to understand the question first. That's where most of the students starts failing now. Understanding question becomes very important for us now because the case studies are drafted using artificial intelligence. There's no doubt on it. ICAI is using artificial intelligence to create your question papers. They're making it lengthy than before. They're making it more complex than before. Concepts remain the same, but the question pattern has completely changed. The way of questioning has changed. So practicing case studies becomes a vital part of your preparation now. Again, analytical skills are very important, without which you'll not even understand a single question of ICS papers today. Again, you have unpredictable paper. I'll come back to this. Unpredictable paper, I'll give an example of it. Charges chapter was something which was hit and miss in the previous attempts. For the last taken say 8 to 10 attempts, you'll pick up. Charges chapter was something where it is hit and miss. If it comes, it may come. If not, it will not even come for exam. If it comes, it will come for 4 or 5 marks. That was the charges category of examination. But today what happened? Pick up the last 3 attempts. Take in January attempt. In January attempt, they've asked charges chapter for a whopping 10 marks. People thought, okay, fine, we got baffled by ICAI. ICAI never gives this chapter for these many marks. Fine, we'll study it now. May attempt they gave it for 10 marks. If I'm not sure, 15 and 10. So 15 and 10 marks, all of a sudden, this small little chapter, which was never focused by students, has become their first priority. Then ICAI stated surprise in September exam. Not even a single mark from charges chapter. Are you guys understanding this? ICAI is not playing around with the fact that will allow you to understand the pattern of ICAI. The next step of ICAI is unpredictable, completely uncertain in nature. Hence, you are not going to be doing any kind of a specific pattern analysis anymore. And then again, MCQs. God damn. MCQs September. I know September students watching this video are already crying about it. 16 pages of MCQ booklet. 16 pages of MCQ booklet, which was supposed to be easy, which was supposed to be scoring, which was supposed to be saving your time. I have known a lot of bright students of ours coming and crying about it, sir. It took 45 minutes, it took 40 minutes, it took 1 hour to complete just MCQs for me. I didn't have enough time to complete the paper. MCQs will be lengthy. Get this as a habituated concept now. MCQs papers will be always lengthy from here. Don't expect them to be very easy. Even a simple direct MCQ will also be very lengthy. ICAI doesn't want you to hand over marks. ICAI wants you to achieve marks out of it. You have to work for it. Now case studies are now a lot lengthy and reducing your confidence rather. Not increasing your confidence, not boosting your confidence. It is actually reducing your confidence. You know, September attempt, half of the student failed not by writing the exam, half of the student failed at the right moment, at the very moment, as soon as this paper was handed into their palm. 30 pages of a booklet. 30 pages of a booklet, 32 if I'm not wrong, 32 pages of a booklet. As soon as they saw this huge booklet, they started stressing about it. I'll come out with a specific video on time management, how to manage time, and what dirty tricks ICAI plays for mentally testing you in those 3 hours of exam. I'll have a dedicated video about it. Please do comment if you want to watch this video. It'll come out within a span of 1 or 2 weeks from here. So sir, all is good. We have understood what ICAI is expecting from us, especially when we were in those peak of 3 hours of exam. So what should we do now? What's the conclusion on all this old and new regime? Conclusion is that, sir, forget about memory. Memory is not only thing that's gonna cross you the line this time. It's your conceptual clarity. Focus more and more and more on concept clarity, especially while the classes are itself going on. While classes are going on, your priority would be to understand the concept. I always say in the class, it is not about learning what the law is. It is about learning why the law was made. What's the background behind it? What was the concept behind it? Why this law was introduced? What was reasoning behind this introduction? What is the intention of the lawmaker? What is the intention of the parliament? Not only the words, but understand the intention behind the words. That will create conceptual clarity. That will, first thing, increase your memory. Second thing, be able to analyze papers in a better manner. That's what is required now. So conceptual clarity will be your priority from here on, not only learning the law, learning why the law was created. That's the first priority. Second thing, a lot of students today start taking shortcuts. Sir, I'll study this small book, I'll study that small book, I'll study this particular topics, I'll do only these particular sections. No guys, that's all done now. We cannot do that. We have no other shortcuts to remember law, to understand law, to replicate it and present it on the paper on a proper manner. You have to do multiple revisions. If you ask me, I would say at least 5 revisions must be done before your exam, after your conceptual clarity. Once you got the conceptual clarity, preferably during the classes itself, you have to put in at least 4 to 5 times of revision, and also write at least at least 2 or 3 mock papers to make sure that you are habituated to the exam environment. It is not only about, one second, yes. So it's not only about learning the law, it's not only about being conceptually clear, but also facing that exam in 3 hours. That 3 hours makes a lot of difference. The pressure in this 3 hours is very huge. You have to go through that. You have to face those exams at least twice or thrice. This is not only for our subject, but for every single subject. So, sir, what's the conclusion of all this we have discussed now is no selective study at all. Charges. Leave it, you're done. 10 to 15 marks. Are you guys understanding the importance here? 10 to 15 marks is what gonna decide you whether you're gonna get exemption or not. Those 10 to 15 marks is gonna decide whether you're gonna get 40 or not. Those 10 to 15 marks in each subject. Imagine 10 to 15 marks in each subject. How many students fail with those 20, 25, 30 marks of a shortage? That's mostly everybody. That's where ICA is playing with you. That's where ICA is trying to trick you all, guys. Make sure that there is no selective study at all. There is no ABC analysis anymore. If you find any other faculty doing an ABC analysis, make it as a priority list. I believe in this that there will be only 2 kind of chapters I know. One, chapters which I am very perfect with, very comfortable. I can write any kind of question they'll ask. Second, chapters which are not comfortable for me, but I'll be able to answer them at least. I'll be able to tackle them. I will be able to put pen on the paper, but not perfectly maybe, but I'll be still able to write them. Only 2 kind of chapters, no choices at all. No topic, no section, no chapter taken as a choice. Everything should be completed, no doubt at all on that. So make it as a priority list rather than ABC analysis. ABC analysis is giving wrong perspective to students. Sir, C category I leave. I'll learn only A and B. That's not the criteria anymore. You have to focus on every single chapter because of the lack of time, because of lack of understanding maybe, or because of the lack of liking of a particular topic. You know, GCA, iOS, one of your favorite topics, right? You very much love these topics. It is difficult to score marks out of them. We agree with it. So we'll have less focus on them. We'll focus more on those topics which are more high scoring. But trust me, this can change again. This will be the priority focused areas in which you'll put more marks on it. So we have prepared a priority list for the last 4 to 5 items have been properly analyzed, and this is what we have come up with, a priority list, not ABC analysis. I'll divide the syllabus into 4 categories. First category is my first priority, having 4 chapters into it. Foreign Exchange Management Act, Limited Liability Partnership, Management Administration, and your accounts of company. Management Administration, this includes your general meetings and your registers category also. So these 4 chapters together will fetch you somewhere around 40 to 50 marks. Trust me, 4 topics. I know they are big little, especially management and accounts are little big, but still 4 chapters, if they're fetching you somewhere around 40 to 50 marks, I'll have more focus on it. For the last n number of attempts, this has been repeated that more or less these 4 chapters will give you 40 to 50 marks. Focus more on these particular topics first. Once you're done with these 4 particular topics, then comes the second category. These are one of my favorite chapters, where chapters are small, little chapters, conceptually very beautiful chapters. At the same point of time, they are something which are mandatory for every exam. Usually they come up for 5 marks. Easy 5 marks will be able to be scored. Taking dividend, taking deposits, foreign company, auditors, incorporation is slightly big, but still, these are something which are mandatory, regularly being asked for 5 marks. If you leave any one of the chapter, you're leaving 5 marks there. 5 marks is again very, very important at the end of the day. And then, I know a lot of you are shouting, sir, GCA, sir, iOS, these are one of my important and favorite chapters. I agree. These are important chapters. There will be marks in the exam hall, but other than the spelling and the heading of GCA and iOS, how much do you remember? Let's be honest with each other. How much do you remember out of it? Those Latin words. So understand this. These chapters are something where they do carry marks. I agree, but at the same point of them, they're not scoring. They're not gonna put in marks in the answer sheet. They'll not be able to they'll not be able to be presented properly. It will be difficult for you to present. We'll have a little less focus on these chapters. Again, as I said, charges has been unpredictable for the last 3 attempts, taken as one of the important chapters now. Prospectus, same as such, hit and miss. If it comes, it will come for 5 marks. Again, you guys start shouting again. So share capital, one of the biggest and the most important chapters. No, guys. Share capital, I know it is one of the biggest chapter and one of the more difficult chapters to learn and study. One of the boring and the difficult chapters. But at the same point of time, it carries somewhere around 5 to 10 marks. If you're spending that huge amount of time on share capital for just for 5 marks, rather than that, spend time on auditors, spend time on foreign companies, spend time on deposits. You could complete a couple of chapters out there which carry similar kind of weightage. So share capital will be studied, but will be studied with a priority list. Some sections being priority. I'll give a list of those sections. I'll leave a maybe a comment or about it, or I'll put it in the description of this particular video. Importance of important sections of share capital chapter. This is what we have to conclude, guys. And again, don't forget, ICAI is ready to surprise us. ICAI always likes to surprise a student at the exam hall, especially. They play with your minds. Mind games are being played by ICAI. You should be mentally ready for it. Mentally be prepared. Papers are going to be lengthy. Mentally be prepared. Papers are going to be tough. Mentally be prepared. Question number 1 is always tough. Always out of the blue, which will never be expected to be asked. But focus on what can be controlled, focus on more important chapters, focus on how you can tackle ICA strategy. So make this a priority study. Make sure that you are going to go through this. If you want, I can come up with a 7 days or 6 days of strategy for how to tackle all these topics in a patterned basis, which will help you flow through the topic. And maybe a mock test after that. If you want, I can share a mock test paper free of cost for you guys on our Telegram channel or on our YouTube channel, or whatever other videos you would like to see on the YouTube channel. Please do comment about it. Please do like the video. Subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos as such. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you, guys.